I just finished The Love Con by Ceresia Glass, and boy, does this book scratch every single itch. We've got Black Girl Joy, Nerdy Love, and our beloved Friends to Lovers trope. In The Love Con, 30 something Kenya is chasing her dreams. She has entered a RuPaul's Drag Race slash top model style competition show to showcase her cosplaying talents in hopes that it'll lead her a career in costume design. As a plus size black woman, she's already at a bit of a disadvantage. Nobody thinks she should be here. When the competition calls for a partners challenge, she immediately turns to her best friend slash roommate, Cam. One teensy hiccup, she may have led everyone to believe that they're a little bit more than friends. This story gets right to the point. We open with Kenya as a semifinalist in the competition. Glass doesn't really waste any time with all of that unnecessary exposition and scene setting. We know right where we are. We know what the stakes are. We know what the situation is. And we get right into the crux of the issue, which is Kenya now needs to do this challenge. She needs Cam's help, and she's just praying to God that he is okay with cosplaying not only as her partner, but her boyfriend. And I really liked the easiness of this novel. Sometimes when you see a friends to lovers situation, they have this long troubled past and they kind of reconnect, and it's like the tension is what leads them into maybe a more sexual direction. But in this case, Kenya and Cam have really always loved each other, and it just took them into adulthood to realize, oh, maybe there's something more here. Maybe I've always felt this way about this person. Um, they've always been friends, and they always will be. And of course, the story does have the classic monkey wrench thrown into the newly budding relationship, but we see throughout the novel a continuous support and love and acceptance of each other, which I think is really important. We're seeing more identities represented in books, which is amazing. I mean, as a young black girl, I didn't see a lot of protagonists that look like me. I especially didn't see protagonists that had nerdy interests like me. But I think what's also important is that we see healthy relationships modeled. Like I mentioned before, we see these toxic whirlwind romances, and that can lead readers to believe that you need toxicity to be happy, and that everyone loves a little crazy. But um this the Love Con really shows that good communication and reassurance can make a really beautiful romance. You will fall in love with Kenya and Cam just as I did. Allie Hazelwood, the author of The Love Hypothesis, calls The Love Con a sexy love letter to fandom, women's geek culture, and anyone who's ever been unapologetically passionate about something. And truer words really have never been spoken. Um, Glass covers the very specific Black experience of being thought of as weird in your family for liking anime or musicals or things that are thought to be inherently white. Um, she also tackles the idea of knowing our ancestors' struggles, and so fighting to be happy in our own interest while also um, honoring what our family has been through. Uh, Fans of Role Playing by Kathy Yardley and Rosaline Palmer Takes the Cake by Alexis J. Hall are sure to love The Love Con.